Hello students, welcome to the online classes. Today we will discuss history chapter 14, India after independence. After India got independence, there were many problems which the leaders have to solve. First of all, the problem was of integration of the princely states. There were many small kingdoms in India and they all have to come to the Indian Union so that India can work as it can be united and work as a country. So, in this integration of princely state, Vallabhbhai Patel played a very important role and he persuaded most of these states to join India on 27 June 1947. Okay. Next was the problem of rehabilitation of the refugees after the partition of India. Many people become homeless because somebody wants to go to Pakistan and somebody wants to stay in India, come to India. So in this way there were many refugees. So this was a problem. Then after independence, relation with Pakistan, which earlier was a part of India, what kind of relation would India keep with Pakistan? Then a huge problem was the economic problem because as the partition, due to the British economic policy, most of the economy was shattered and then again it was partition. So most of the wheat growing regions went into Pakistan. So the most important thing economically was to providing jobs, health, nutrition and the basic amenities. Okay. Now next, the framing of the Indian Constitution. So was India got independence, the question came what kind of constitution, what kind of rules and regulation would be followed in India, because earlier the British was always making the policies to run India as a country. So now the Constituent Assembly was assigned for the framing of Constitution of India. So Dr. Sachidanand Sinha was the oldest member of the assembly and he was appointed as the provisional president of the assembly. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, 11 December, elected as the permanent chairman of the assembly. So while the main features of the constitution, while making the constitution, the main features of our constitution was adult suffrage, equality before the law, privileges for the poor and disadvantaged division of power. So these were the important points, features of our constitution. Next was what would be the status of Hindi language. So Hindi was assigned as a official language of India, while English was to be used as the medium of communication in services and courts. Now the next problem was the linguistic reorganization of the states. So the JVP committee was, that is the committee which included Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel and Pattabi Sitaramaiah. They were against the formation of any kind of state on the basis of language. They want India to be not divided on the linguistic basis, but there were many people like Potti Sriramulu. They wanted a separate state for Telugu speaking people. So Potti Sriramulu, this one, he was a Gandhian leader and he wanted separate state for Telugu speaking people. So he went on, Potti Sriramulu went on fast until death in favor of separate Andhra Pradesh. So finally, after so many demonstrations on 1st October 1953, government considered the demand for separate Andhra Pradesh and it was created on 1st October 1953. Okay. Now we will talk about India's foreign policy, what kind of foreign policy India have with other fellow countries and its neighbors. So India after independence thought that they have to work on their development of their country. So after World War, the world was divided into two groups, US and the Western powers. So US and the Western powers and Soviet Union. But Nehru thought that we have nothing to do with this power blocks. Their main concern is the development of their country. So with the like-minded people in Indonesia, Bandung, in 1955 non-aligned movement was originated, and the first members were Yugoslavia, Broz Tito, Sukarno of Indonesia, Abdul Nasser of Egypt, and Ghana and India from Jawaharlal Nehru. So now more than 120 countries are the member of NAM. Now SAARC is the association of South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. So these countries are working for the development of agriculture, education, health, rural development, tourism in their countries. Since independence, India has come forward and solved many problems, and India is now one of the increasingly developing country, and the world is looking forward to India. India has a very good relations with most of its neighbors, and though there are some issues, but it is tackling it very diplomatically, and India is always there for peace and for development of the world. It is always against the war. So this was all about in this chapter, and the course for annual exam is now finished. So all of you will do your work, complete your work, do the lessons, prepare the lessons properly, and if you have any problem you can ask me. Okay, see you and best of luck for your exams.